If your child spells the exact same tricky, irregular word 3 different ways on a single piece of paper, they aren't just guessing randomly. They are trying to rebuild it from scratch every time. I'm Teacher Dan, creator of Spell Blaster, and here is what we need to do. We need to stop letting them use phonics to sound out irregular spellings and switch to visual repetition. When they misspell a tricky word, do not have them erase it and try to sound it out again. Write the word for them in giant letters. Have them trace the correct letters with their finger while saying them out loud. By tracing, you force their brain to focus on the actual visual sequence of the letters, rather than relying on sounds that are tricking them. When a child changes how they spell a word line by line, it tells you exactly what is happening inside their brain. They don't have a visual picture of that word stored in their long-term memory. So every time they write it, they try to use phonics to figure out which letters make which sounds. And because the English language is so incredibly messy, they will guess different letters depending on what pops into their head at that particular moment. They aren't spelling, they are inventing. Now that's not necessarily a bad skill to have, but in this case, we need to stick to the plan. The problem, though, is that getting enough visual repetition for a word to permanently stick takes a lot of practice. If you want a way to give them that visual repetition without forcing them to do tracing worksheets, maybe you should consider Spell Blaster. This action arcade game forces kids to practice the exact correct spellings of difficult words. When they play, they are blasting aliens carrying letters, and they have to blast them in the correct order. If they try to shoot the wrong letter, it simply won't work. The game refuses to let them invent a new spelling. It forces them to find the correct letter to survive the level. This provides the massive amount of visual repetition they need to permanently memorize the word without it ever feeling like a spelling drill. So if your child spells the same word differently every time, stop relying on phonics and start focusing on visual repetition. And if you want a top secret weapon that gives them that repetition disguised as an awesome video game, you can check out Spell Blaster at the link below.